Right, this is a lesson I did as a lead up to the mock exams with my Year 11 class. So essentially what you can see here is a photograph, and the way I've imported that into the Explain Everything slide is by going here and selecting photo, video or file, and then selecting it from my existing photo reel, which you can see here on the left hand side, and it says insert an object. I won't demonstrate it now, but if you went into photographs, you'd select the image and then it would appear here as it has. I've then gone to the pen tool here and I've annotated around the slide as the class were coming in, and then the yellow annotations and the red annotations are the ones I've written over the top of the photograph once the class were giving their feedback. You can see here that I've written a question, or not even a question, but a statement, the Tet Offensive, and I've done that using the font tool here. And then as the class were giving me their opinions on what the Tet Offensive was, I've recorded them again using the pen tool, and I've changed the colour by selecting down here. You can see there are some colours here that aren't showing, so if I press down here you can see I can change the font colour. So I've also inserted a shape, which I've done by holding down here, and you can see I've selected the star, which is how I've inserted my fact about the 4,500 Viet Cong soldiers. So you can see that I've written a question, again using the font tool, and then as the students have given me their answers, I've selected the pen tool and I've written down their responses. I've then asked them a question, which I knew I was going to do in advance, so I was typing that up as they were doing something earlier, and I've just put a bubble around it once that was what I wanted them to go on and do. On the next slide, you can see here that we've got a student's response, and I've got this from an exercise book that I just had hanging around in the classroom. So to get that, what I've done is I've selected here and I've gone to New Photo, and all I've done is hovered my iPad over the exercise book, taken a photo, which has imported the image into this slide, and if I wanted to, I can make it bigger or larger. So if I wanted to be a bit more precise, I can make it fit a bit better. I can move it around and manipulate it. As we were discussing it in class, I've selected the highlighter tool in order to illuminate the parts of the answer that are particularly strong. And then you can see I've annotated again over the top using the pen tool, what went well, even better if. So on the next slide, which I accidentally inserted by accident, you'll see it's complete. The next slide, they were doing some peer marking, so I've demonstrated to them how they should peer mark, and you can see I haven't bothered to change the font colour. It was just easier to go over and highlight over the top in the colours that I wanted them to use, using the colours again down here. And that, I believe, I didn't realise that slide was there. No, well, there's a timeline that I've put in, which I've then accidentally highlighted over the top. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to export this. So I'm going to go here to the export button, and I'm going to export it to YouTube, which I'm not going to do live because I will have to show you all my password. But anyway, you get the idea. So I can then export it to YouTube and then turn that into a QR code.